Let's go through my 1.4 integrated math 1 worksheet, solving inequalities. You solve it pretty much just like how you solve equations. The one rule you gotta keep in mind is if you multiply, divide both sides by negative, you gotta flip the inequality. Other than that, you pretty much solve it like normal. So let's start off by just writing this inequality. My little hint is I treat the arrow like my inequality. So if I look at this, I go like that. And then the line is your x. So now we have x is less than, when we're starting at, -5, like that. So that's how you write the inequality. So I was gonna write this one. Here's my x. We are greater than, because of the arrow, so we have x is greater than 5. And equal to. Let's talk about that also. This was an open circle, so no equal to sign. This is a closed circle, so equal to sign. Go to the one right here. We have x is greater than 1. And then over here, here's my x. Start with the x on the left. Less than this time. And equal to, because closed circle, -8. Okay, next, a little review. So we're going to simplify. We're going to add like terms. So I'm going to start with the x squared. 5x squared could be added to 2x squared. That gets me 7y squared. I don't know why I said x squared, y squared. And then we could add the y, the linear term, so it's just the y's. We have 2y minus 6y is -4y. And then lastly, we have just this 2 by itself. Only constant. There we go. Over here, same idea. Let's add the w's together. They're both positive, so 3w plus 4w is 7w. And then let's add the constants, -5 and -6. So they're both negatives. We're at -5, we're going to go back 6. -11. Okay, now let's go back to solving some inequalities. So remember, basic idea, you can solve it the same way we did before. Here's my equal to sign, my inequality, and we're just going to subtract 9 from both sides. You get x is greater than 6. Now let's graph our solution. It is an open, there's no line, so open circle. And it's going, if it's in proper notation, I like to follow. It's going that way. But in general, it's saying we're greater than 6. What numbers are bigger than 6? These numbers are. So that way. So that's my equation. And to me, if you're doing proper notation, it kind of tells you which direction to go. So it's go that way. Proper notation though. X is on the left hand side, tells you which direction to go. Okay, next one. I'm just going to solve it. Here's my line. -15, -15. I get 5x is less than or equal to -25. I'm going to divide by 5. X is less than -5. Less than or equal to -5, sorry. So -5 is like around here. I'll put a closed circle right there. Sometimes it's a little easier to do it on top. And then what numbers are less, again, this is less than. So less than I always like, because you can kind of tell. It kind of looks like an S. An L, I meant to say. It kind of looks like an L. So less than. So numbers less than -5 are this side. Again, it kind of tells you. It's telling you to go this direction. So there we go. Kind of points to the direction if you have in proper notation. Okay, let's move on, do some more. Here, first thing you want to do, anytime you can, you want to add things on the same side. So we're going to add 3x and the 2x, and I get 5x plus 1, so we're going to equal to 11. Now we're going to solve for this. -1, -1, 5x is going to equal to 10, divided by 5. X is greater than or equal to 2. So there we go, and then we're going to graph it. We go to 2, closed circle. Numbers bigger than 2 are on this side, to the right of it. You can also kind of telling you to go that way. It's kind of telling you, hey, go that way. So there we go. Next one over here. So 2 ways to do this one. I think the way most people tend to do, they distribute. You get 2 plus 2 times 3 is 6, less than or equal to 22. And then here's my line, -6, -6. 2x is less than or equal to 16. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X is less than or equal to 8. That's one way to do it. The other way you could possibly do it is divide by 2 first. X plus 3 is less than or equal to 11. -3, -3. X is less than or equal to 8. So either way you do it, we're going to go to 8, close circle above it, or on the line if you want. And then we want numbers less than 8. So here's 8. What numbers are less than 8 over here? Remember, L is kind of like a less than sign. Or follow the arrow. If you have a proper notation, it's going to go that way. There we go. Next one. Oh, we have a variable on both sides, what we did last time. So we're going to solve the same idea. I always like to give it a smaller variable first. You have to get one variable. You only want one variable, so let's get rid of the smaller variable. In this case, it gets rid of 3x. These cancel. We get 2x. Everything else stays the same. -2 greater than 8. Now it's the normal problem. Let's get rid of that 2. So plus 2 plus 2. We get 2x is greater than 10. And then we divide by 2, divide by 2. X is greater than equal to greater than 5. So x is greater than 5. Now we got to go to 5, which is around here. Open circle because there's no line. And then I want numbers bigger than 5. That's to the right. These are numbers bigger than 5. Or again, if you're in proper notation, that way. All right, that's what it's telling you to go. Go that way. Okay, next one, this is a basic one. It's plus 7, plus 7. 4x is less than 28. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X is less than 7. Okay, so here's 7 around there. And we want to go less than 7, right? Open circle is less than, and numbers less than 7 are over here, or to the left, because it's less than. There's my bad arrow. Okay, let's do a few more. So here, same concept, plus 1, 2x is greater than 6, divide by 2, divide by 2, x is greater than 3. So here's 3. I'm going to go open circle and to the right. This one, here's my line. Again, I got to get rid of one of the x's. So I like to get rid of the smaller one, so minus 2x. I get x minus 1 is greater than 5, plus 1, x is greater than 6. Here's 6, open circle to the right. Next, let's talk about what happens when we multiply by a negative number or divide by a negative number. Then you got to flip the inequality. So remember, flip the sign. And actually, this first one, I'm going to change. I think this is like a typo. I want it to be, let's go negative x over 5 is greater than negative 7. I think they meant for the negative to be on top. So if I was going to solve this one, right now we are dividing by 5. So let's multiply both sides by 5 to get rid of the denominator. And we're going to get negative x is greater than negative 50. That. And now I got to get rid of the negative here. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. And anytime you multiply divide by a negative, you got to flip the inequality. So this greater than sign turns into a less than sign. And then negative 50 divided by negative 1 is just 50. So we're going to go 50, open circle to the left. Okay, because it's a less than sign. Again, always notice, if you have a proper notation, these should match. Okay, next one we're just going to solve. So here's my line. Again, get rid of the, you only want one variable. I'm going to get rid of the negative because that's bigger. So I'm going to add 6t to both sides. So over here, these cancel. You get negative 3 is less than 4t minus 19. So you add this, you get that. Now we got to get rid of this 19. So let's add it to both sides. Plus 19, plus 19. These cancel. I get 16 is less than 4t. And then we're going to divide by 4. And if you notice, I have not divided. Okay, well, I haven't done this yet. So let's divide by 4. So I get 4 is less than t. Now, if you notice, I didn't multiply divide by negative. This was divided by 4. Didn't happen anywhere. So this is my answer. It's not proper notation. I can still do it. Here's 4, open circle. Which way does it go? This says 4 is less than t. So I like to do it in proper notation. So I would flip this to proper notation. You want the variable on the left. So it becomes t is greater than 4. Like mirror it. Just flip it around. So now it's easier. Like, oh, I want t to be greater than 4. So I want it to go this way. Again, if you have proper notation, you can just follow the arrow. That wouldn't work when it's not a proper notation. Proper notation is when the variable is on the left-hand side. You can still do it, but it's a lot easier in proper notation. Okay, let's go to the next one. So I'm just going to solve this. We're going to distribute. I get negative 3m plus 12 is less than 6. Then we're just going to solve it. So that's minus 12 from both sides. I get, here's my line. I should draw the line. And then we're just going to bring stuff down to there. Here's my line. Bring this down. This one away. Less than sign still there. These two get to me negative 6 and divide by negative 3. Okay, so m. Now again, this time I'm divided by a negative, so I got to flip the inequality. So it's going to be a greater than sign. Negative 6 divided by negative 3 is a positive 2. So m is greater than positive 2. So here's my 2. Open circle, no line, and then greater than. Okay, over here, here's my line. Same idea, we want only one x. You could go either way. I'm going to add x to both sides here. That's the way I like to do it. So I get negative 1 is greater than 4x plus 7. Now I'm going to get rid of the 7, so I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. Those cancel. I get negative 8 is greater than 4x. And we're going to divide by 4. And again, in this case, I didn't divide by negative, so I'm just going to keep it the way it is, right? I still have a negative answer, but I didn't divide by negative, so you don't switch anything. So -2 is greater than x, right? I didn't switch an inequality. I left it the way it was. Now to graph it though, I probably wanted proper notation. So I am going to flip the whole thing. So I could graph it more properly, like that. We get -2, open circle to the left. So like that. Okay, a few more, I guess. Oh, these are the same, so we can cancel these out. Nothing changed here. Okay, so here, let's divide by -4, divide by -4. R is less than -4. Divided by negative, so you got to switch inequality. So I get R is less than -4. So again, divide by that, so you have to switch this guy. So go to -4, open circle to the left. This one right here. Ooh, 2 ways to do it. Which way are we gonna do it? Let's do the way most people like to do it. So 2 minus 2x less than 16. -2 minus 2, -2x is less than 14. Divide by -2, divide by -2. Again, I'm dividing by negative, so I get switching inequality. So x is greater than -7. So go to -7, open circle to the right. So like that. Moving on to the next one, some DOK ones. Error analysis. Benito has $120 to shop. He spends $30 on jeans and wants to buy rings that cost $18 each. He wrote 18R plus 30 is less than 120. That is correct. He has $100 to shop, so he has to spend less than 120. He spends $30 on jeans, so that's your constant. And then each ring is $18, 18R. That's a perfect equation. And then solved by, it looks like subtracting 30 from both sides, giving you that, which looks right. And then so R is greater than 5. Find the exact step where he made the error. Okay, so it took me a second to find the error. I was like, this is right, and then I found it. It's the inequality. They switched it for some reason. So you don't switch inequality for subtraction. It's only when you multiply divide by negative. So they switch inequality for subtraction. That's the mistake he made. So it should be R is less than equal to 5. So you can buy 5 rings or less. So that's the mistake. Okay, real world application problem. Unit cost for a price of fabric is $4.99 per yard, including tax. You have $30 to spend on material. So right there, that tells us we have less than equal to 30. How many whole feet of material could you buy? Okay, so all we have is $4.99. That's the cost per fabric. So I'm going to go $4.99. Let's say X is less than 30. And all we got to do is divide by $4.99. And we're going to get X is less than, I need to calculate for that. It's about 6. It's a little bit more than 6. Let's say 6.12. That's an estimation. But since you have to be less than it, we're going to say X has to be less than equal to 6. That's going to be my answer there. Now it wants how many whole feet could we buy? This is in yards. So 6 times 3 feet a yard. Whoops, sorry about that. Is 18. So 18 feet. You can buy 18 feet of fabric. Okay, next one. A school dance requires a minimum of $500 in ticket sales to cover costs. So in this case, the minimum is $500. So we could get more than $500, but that's the minimum. So minimum is greater than equal to. Compared over here where we only have $30 to spend, you can spend at most 30. So it had to be less than equal to 30 because you can't spend more than 30. Here, the minimum is 50, so greater than equal to 50. Tickets cost $8 each and has $140 has already been raised from sponsorships. So we're gonna do 8x plus 140 from the sponsorships. How many tickets must be sold to meet the goal? So all we have to do is solve this inequality. So it's minus 140 from both sides. These cancel out. I get 8x. It's going to equal to, what is that, 360. Then we're going to divide by 8. And equals, let's see, 360 divided by 8. So that's 4. That's 32. Subtract 40. So 5. 45. So they need to sell at least 45 tickets. So they make their goal. Okay, so they make at least 45 tickets. Okay, last one. DOK level 3. Explain why multiplying or dividing an inequality by a negative number to require flipping the sign. Using the example, 2 is less than 5. So they give us a hint here. So if we look at the example, 2 is less than 5. If we multiply both sides by -1, if we're doing it to both sides, it's fair, it's even. It's a multiplication property of equality. So as long as we do both sides, it's okay. And look what we get. We get -2 and 5. And if we don't flip an inequality, -2 and -5. And if we didn't flip the inequality, we would say -2 is less than -5. And that is wrong. I have 0, -1, -2, -3, -4. This is a bad chart. -5. -2 is not less than -5. But you want to owe $2, not $5. That's more. So this is bad. We have to switch the inequality. So must switch inequality to make it fair. I know, that's the lesson. That's the worksheet.